Okay, we peace and blessings. This is Sister Rima Rahim, and I am opening up the meeting, giving just 1 minute before we start. I hope you have an agenda facing you on your page. Okay, we're going to open up in prayer. And I'm Sister Rahima Rahim in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Welcome to the Black Wall Street Zoom call for Oklahoma. And I would like to open up in prayer. This is a participatory line. We expect for everyone to participate. And I'm going to recite a prayer that I want you to participate in. And how you participate is when I say them or him or her, you're going to put the name in of someone who is sick, shut in, probably maybe on their last leg, or need a call for healing. And so we're going to open up this prayer. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Father God, we know not your will. Our will is that you protect and or heal our sister or brother, relative, and our leaders in the diaspora, from the crown of their heads to the soles of their feet. But we know not your will, Father. So if our will is not your will, then we ask you, Almighty God, that you make us strong enough to accept your will without any straightness in our breasts. And if it is in your will that you take any of our leaders, our warriors, or our relatives home with you now, we ask you, the one most high, to make their return joyous and easy. That was a prayer that was designed by Minister Lawrence Farquhar, and we just included everybody in there. And I pray you got a chance to pray for someone, or maybe even yourself, if you are in need of that kind of a prayer. Now we'll move on to 7 spiritual markers as they are listed in Isaiah, the 11th chapter, the 1st to the 6th verse. The 7 spiritual markers. Number 1, Spirit of the Lord. Number 2, Spirit of wisdom. Number 3, Spirit of understanding. Number 4, Spirit of counsel. Number 5, spiritual of might. Some interpretations say power. Number 6, spirit of knowledge. And number 7, fear of the Lord. Thank you for sharing in that prayer. In the first part of our agenda is introducing yourselves, and please letting us know what the initiative you'd like to share with us today that you're working on, the state you're in, the part of the country you're in, and the initiative you're working on that you would like to share with us today. I will say that I am Sister Rahima Rahim in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The initiative that I am sharing is Black Wall Street USA Centennial 5 from the 2021. My intention is to promote that today, and I hope you can help share in that regard. Okay, the next person would like to share who they are, what their initiative
I'll
is.
share. This is Dr. Janice Little. The company that I like to share, or the initiative that I like to share, is Players Properties LLC. What we are a company that provides residential leasing and management. We target rural communities where we're currently redeveloping in the Mississippi Delta area. And we focus on keeping families together when they are doing short-term rentals. The company is Players Properties LLC.
Thank you for sharing. And again, at the end, would you please do like Dr. Little did and repeat your initiative again, because someone just might be interested in it. So please repeat the name, just like Dr. Little did at the beginning and at the end. Number 2, anyone else want to share? Well, please step up. I don't hear anybody. Is anyone else on the line? Brother Antoine, would you be interested in sharing with us what you're doing in your neck of the woods? Unmute yourself.
He's having mic issues. He posted in the chat box.
Okay, I want to speak, but I'm trying to. Okay. Well, keep working at it. Anyone else? Uh-oh.
I think you can hear me now.
I'm completely out. Okay. Okay, so while we're waiting, I just want to discuss what is going on. I hope you can hear us, Brother Antoine. I'm going to discuss the events that are going on. Basically, we're just concentrating, I'm just concentrating on the event that I'm having. This is going to be Black Wall Street's Global Black History Month. Dr. Carter has deemed this Global Black Wall Street History Month. And so we will be having our event at the end of the month from May the 28th to June the 1st or 2nd, depending on the weather, God willing. But there will be a lot of events going on there's even a rodeo in Boley. I don't have the date for that, but there are a lot of events going on for the entire month. They had a great turnout down on Greenwood for the bike rally. And we had some guests from Louisiana to come and spend some time with me. So it was really a great time, except, we were kind of looking at something else. So the good thing about this is that about what we're trying to do, we're working to make our talents successful for us in the diaspora. And so usually if I get a call, I want to know, what are you particularly interested in? And so the sister from Louisiana, Sister Augusta Turner and Sister Patricia Hill, came, and they were interested primarily in getting a radio broadcast off the ground. So I was able to get them to out of uh, the radio the radio broadcast WBOB in Tulsa, uh, and he kind of rushed us to hurry and get over there because he was ready to go, I think. But he actually wound up spending 2 hours with us. And it was even beneficial to me because I discovered something that was really going on underground after I talked with him. Uh, and he was able to, and for her, it was beneficial because he committed to coming down to Louisiana and helping her to hook up her equipment that he suggested that she purchase. She got a chance to look at his, compare his to what hers was, get some feedback on the best place to buy the equipment and all that other good stuff. I got a chance to realize after talking to him and interacting with the school and the government that the design, he was trying to get students from a certain school that he's never been able to get in years. And he just chalked it off as these people are not interested. But I knew better because I know the people who work there who are for our children and who are not for our children, basically. So I was able to understand why he has where the disconnect is, and I will be able to do a better job of getting what we want as long as I'm incognito, I think. Anyway, okay, Brother Scott, did you get through yet?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Can you talk up a little louder, or is it me? Maybe I'm down. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yes, sir, we can hear you. Would you um, share with us who you are, what you're doing in your neck of the woods? Where is your neck of the woods? What is your major initiative? And anything else you want to share?
Yes, ma'am. Peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Antoine Scott. I serve as the secretary of the Miss Renee Association Foundation, or MRAF, based in Turner Station, Maryland, one of the oldest historically Black community in Baltimore County. MRAF was founded to carry forward the legacy of a community that has endured environmental injustice, disinvestment, and economic exclusion, and transformed that history into a blueprint for self-reliance, food sovereignty, and integrational wealth building. We are committed to eliminating poverty for youth to elders, and we do this through grassroots programming and nutrition, housing, education, financial literacy, and workforce development. Turner Station is a USDA designated food desert. It is also the shadow of environmental harm from industry sites, but why it truly is. It is a place of deep resilience. The descendants of Pullman porters, steel workers, and freedom fighters still live here. Though our foundation, we're turning vacant lots into fresh food hubs, training youth as peer educators, and building what we call a modern Black Wall Street infrastructure rooted in community ownership and collective healing. We lead programs like a nutritional and cooking educational initiatives for youth and seniors, a community owned marketplace and business incubator, a growing network of youth kitchen coaches, peer mediators, and STEM leaders. We operate the Turner Station Titan track team, one of the few grassroots youth athletic programs left in our zip code. All of this is tied to a larger federal initiative. We're proud to be the lead partner on the EPA Local Food and Local Places Action Plan. We seek Black Wall Street USA as a kind mission. You are organizing for economic justice, and so are we. Block by block, lot by lot, youth by youth. We believe in cooperative economics, and we are actively developing a youth operating CAF and produce outlet, local microloans and credit literacy systems, and a legacy centered land trust model to preserve community wealth. We are here to say, let's build together, whether it's through joint grant opportunities, technical partnerships, or cultural exchanges. MREF stands ready to work with Black Wall Street USA to protect and grow what is ours. We are not just Turner strong, we are nation strong. Thank you for holding this space. We invite your leadership, your wisdom, and your collaboration. We welcome you to learn more at mrafconnect.org, and we hope to follow up with opportunities to unite our mission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brother Scott. That was very detailed. But what I'd like to add to that is that Turner Station, Maryland, is the only Black town in Baltimore County left. And they are trying to take that. So that's another struggle that I don't think you mentioned, but that's another struggle like we are in most places. If something looks good, and because this land is beside one of the tributaries to the Chesapeake Bay, they have their own boat slips and all that good stuff. The folk are moving in, taking the property and reducing the town to their town. So that's another struggle that Turner Station, Maryland has. We hope that Brother Antoine Scott and his wife will be able to come out to Tulsa and learn more, and even on the Zoom calls, learn more about how you can do other events to help make your community strong. But thanks for sharing that with us. Okay, is there anyone else who wishes to share? Okay, I just want to run down what we will be doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma for from the May the 28th to June 1st or 2nd. The second is just in case we have to switch something because of the weather, or because the weather is very it's not volatile in this area, but it's very unpredictable. We've been getting a lot of rain lately, so thank God. And maybe we'll spend the thing is we're supposed to be getting a lot of heat, so we'll see what happens. One of the people we have contacted are some Black farmers. They're broke Black farmers. I don't know if they're going to make it or not, but we are planning a plenary session with Black farmers to feed us during the struggle. We know that the food will be disappearing in the stores. We know that most of our people don't know how to grow their own food. It sounds like they're doing that. They're starting that in Turner Station and people don't pay attention until they can't get in the store and get any food, or the prices are so high they can't afford to buy it. So we just have to do what we can do, like in Africa, when the West shut down the food supply of what are those? Well, I've forgotten the name of the country close to South Africa. I think it was the Ivory Coast. The people, the leaders were planning to go to DC to protest, and the president of Burkina Faso said, "Oh no, we got you," because they already knew this was going to happen. So they already planned enough food not only to feed their own people and their neighbors, but also to feed the people in, I think it was the Ivory Coast. So we definitely need to be ready. And so I've contacted with a couple of the Black farmers in the Black Farmers Association that for years have been promising they're going to get some money, and now they're broke. But if they can get some seeds and grow some food, they'll be making money, and other folks will be struggling. So that's one of we're planning on having a family. A planning session with the Black farmers. Another thing we're planning that seems to be a great interest in is natural hair, because so many they're finding out now that some of the hair products that are being used on the head are causing cancer, what is the word? Not misconceptions. What's the word? Miscarriages. babies born with cancer and all these kinds of things. So the interest in natural hair is growing, and we have a young lady who is ready to do a demonstration on that. We also have a grant writing session. That's the first event that's going to open up on May the 28th. That will be with a pastor by the name of Chris, I can't think of his last name, who is at the Wesley Chapel on Martin Luther King Boulevard. So, and that will be on Monday morning at 8 o'clock. We will also have a session on Trail of Tears 2, which is to be held in 2026, where we will have a group of people coming all the way from where the trail began in Florida all the way up to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we're looking forward to making plans for that and developing a green book where folks can I mean, not the green book. There was a green book back in the day when Black people began to travel in the early 1900s. Black folk began to travel. They had to know what towns to stay away from and what towns they could get some food or go and use the restroom or whatever. And so they had the green book. So we want to develop a red, black, and green book. The towns you can go to and the towns you should stay away from. Because some of these people are, we just had a hanging in the north this year. A young man was hung in the north. So northeast actually. And so the devil is still alive and struggling all he can to bring us down. So we do have to be careful. Also, we expected to have the deputy director of Black Wall Street on, Mr. Beckett, Earl Beckett, who was going to talk about Agenda 2063. I do not want to discuss that. Let him let him go into that one. But he intended to come on with an investor and discuss our future. We also plan to have some vending at our location on Peoria. And so there is a flyer posted that will tell you that you can vend for free, just $2 to register, because we want to be able to control how many people come in. One of the things I learned while running around with the people from Louisiana is how these events, they're able to speculate about how many people are going to show up. And they do that by selling packets, and I guess from the number of packets that they sell, they can almost predict, about how many people they're going to have, because they've been pretty close to the numbers that they predict. But we don't have that because we don't have the funds to put out to plan for some things that may not even come off. So we're just hoping that the folk will come uptown and spend their monies with us. Last but not least, we will have the graduates gift. I'm not sure exactly where that's going to fit. Fortunately, it's so flexible that we can almost put it anywhere. But we had Dr. Little, who's on the line, had planned to basically. Well, I'm going to let her talk about it, but it's basically geared toward students who are ready to go out into the world after they are graduated, and because it was so late by the time we found out how to get this into the school that we wanted to get it into, the seniors were in their testing week, and we were not able to fit in at all. But I do have some new contacts now that we'll be sharing with Dr. Little for the summer. I mean, for our event at the end of the month, where these young people, where they can still get this valuable lesson that will be coming from out of Texas. So if Dr. Little, if you want to talk about the graduate's gift now, add anything to that?
Okay, I will share what the Graduates Gift is. What it is a resource for graduates who are experiencing difficulties with transitioning from high school into college. What it does is provide support services in addition to giving them a tool to start planning the next 4 years of their life. And once they are receive the graduate's gift, they receive access to get into different communities. These communities are learning communities that focus on three core areas. One, digital marketing. Two, AI technology, and three, financial literacy of trading. We get them connected into those communities to further educate them on income generating opportunities. That's what the Graduates Gift does.
Okay, thank you. So what? So we will might set up I mean, just have a table or a space where you can share that. My question right now is, um, because Mr. Scott is on the East Coast, how would you, is there some, how would you share that? You would have to travel, or you would have to Zoom into something, or what? How could you share the graduate skits with
Well, there
somebody
are
on the East
several
Coast?
ways. There
Go
are
ahead.
several ways that we can coordinate it into different locations. One, we can do Zoom meetings. We can make sure that the participants have copies of the book, and we do it via Zoom. That is something that's doable. But me personally, I like doing face to face, so we can coordinate a face to face as well. So
Mhm.
those are the two options of how we can do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We are also, so I want to talk about lodging while Dr. Little is on, because she's kind of she's kind of doing another thing. You know, she has another engagement while she's working with us. And I want to talk about the lodging, which she gave me this assignment about a month ago to find out where the Airbnbs are, and it's been really a runaround. So we were sure of one house, so I went to the house and rapped on the door. Well, I went to the house, and the young man came out and said, oh no, this is not an Airbnb. No, the person who knew, I'm sure that address is not an Airbnb. I know that for a fact. But somebody else had told us, yes, it was. So I decided to go and rap on the door. So a young man came to the door, and I said, oh, hello, is this an Airbnb? And he said, no. He said, well, yeah, it is an Airbnb right now, but I'm using it. I'm using it right now. And I could tell there were children in the house because they had their little hopscotch and stuff on. They had chalked on the driveway, and so it looks like what happened. You know how relatives sometimes they have an emergency and you have a space and they want to get into it. So, but anyway, I'm still trying to find out. Even though we see the buildings, because most of them are built like in an oblong shape, but that was the only one I rapped on the door. Another one we went to, there was no answer. Some of them have been, they have this oblong shape, but some of them have been designed with decks and all that kind of stuff, and so you almost can't tell whether they. I remember there was a one right there, but they fixed it up such a way you don't even know what it is. So I'll need to go back to the rec council person, because he seemed like he knew more about it than than his boss did. Um, that's why we have to have boots on the ground, because the people with the boots on the ground almost know what's going on. So we'll get back to you about the lodging. Now, we do have a space here. It's kind of like it is actually an Airbnb that Sister Patricia Al Sharif stayed at, and Brother Marshawn stayed in. It's a 3-bedroom Airbnb. It's a bedroom. She doesn't like to call it an Airbnb because Airbnbs are supposed to, be legal. But what she does, it's like she makes money for her senior activities, and one of them is the Old and Bolder Dance Group, but I used to be a part of it with my 2 left feet. But we used to go out and dance at the senior citizens buildings and at senior citizens complexes, etc. Um, for the elderly. So she does that kind of a thing. She has a balancing class on Mondays that I attend also, and she uses the funds from this. So it's not as expensive as I guess other facilities. Actually, it runs $75 a night. So I'll be in her balancing class tomorrow, and I told her I would bring her a deposit because I know somebody's going to want that space. In the meantime, we'll find out about the ones that are listed. If you know anything about how the other folk work, just like the medical marijuana, whatever it is, people got jumped on it because it was a way for them to have, they had land, they wanted to make money. And now that so many people have jumped into it, they used to be like 1,800 feet apart, and so many people wanted to get into it. They cut it down to 9 or 800 feet apart. And now they've attached so many fees to the growing and the commercial side of it. I mean, the vending side of it, that the people who have these things now complain they aren't making any money. And the same thing is happening with the Airbnb. I saw some news about that, about how so many people have jumped into that, and now the government just jumps in and starts giving you a whole bunch of fees, and it's difficult to make money. So I will still pursue this, and by next week, really by tomorrow, I should have the information as to where the other Airbnbs are, and try to lock them down if anybody is interested in renting one. So that's all I have about lodging. We have 2, and we're really trying to push and have the people spend all of their money in North Tulsa. I was so proud of, like, we have a new mayor, and he set up his, um, he had the bike rally downtown. Did not see, outside of Greenwood, there was nothing else that was suggested for North Tulsa, where most of the people live. Um, but the Mother Road Market, which sells mostly quality food, was mentioned, and that's downtown on 11th Street, past Greenwood. And we don't want to. And so I was so proud of the people from Louisiana, because they wanted to know where it was, and I took them there, and I thought they were going to go get some dinner. Said, "Oh no, we're not supporting anything that's not, this is way down here." And I was really proud of them, because I was ready to go buy something I hadn't eaten all day. It was about 3 o'clock. I was ready, okay, that's fine. So we left, and they were supposed to come back the next day to another event. They were with the biking event. It was really, really crowded. It was really, really, really crowded. But one of the people got sick, and I think they must have left before they got a chance to hook up with me yesterday. So moving right along, we will have some tours. I'm sure the city will have some tours. Well, most of the people in Black Wall Street, I think they're using the Real Black Wall Street Tours by Chief Eganwa Lee. He's on our Black Wall Street page, and he'll give you an in-depth tour. We're planning a tour ourselves for just North Tulsa. Greenwood is a part of North Tulsa, of course. So we'll probably start at Greenwood. And the thing we're trying to do right now is finalize a visit to Langston University nursing school facility. Langston University is noted as having one of the best nursing programs in the country. We know why it cannot be duplicated, because they're different people with different hearts and a different kind of intelligence, and have been very successful. So we're trying to get a tour to that building. The person that it was named after did not seem to be interested in doing the tour. I don't think he knows that much about it, even though it was named after him. So, and the person who can give the final okay on that won't be back until tomorrow. So that is one of the tours. It actually is on Greenwood, and we would like to share this a brand new facility. I think it's been open. It's been open since 2021. So it's a very new building, and we're very happy to have it in our neck of the woods. When they first opened, they said that the certificate, or the, what you call it, the degree would read Oakland State University, because OSU is also in that area. Matter of fact, they used to be in Langston used to be in that building, and they were put out and built into another little building, sent into another little building they built for them. But they said the certificate read OSU. So I hope somebody's on that. It seems to be illegal to be graduated from one school and have the degree named something else. But it seems as though the Board of Regents came up with this decision to make sure that they could do that. And but I'm not, it seems like to me it could go higher than just the Board of Regents of the state of Oklahoma. It seems like there should be a federal law in regards to that, but I haven't had time to pursue all that. But at any rate, the main thing we want to do is share that wonderful facility and the wonderful students and wonderful professors and instructors in that building as a part of our tour. Are there any announcements? I know that Texas is having an event next week, I think. So, Dr. Little, if you wanted to share any events, are there any questions, by the way, so far? Okay. So I think I covered everything while waiting for Dr. Little. Our first day of activity will be the 28th, where we will have a grant writing course with a Dr. Chris. Again, I went to the library to confirm the space, but the lady was with somebody else, and I had to hurry up and get back so I could make sure I would be on time for this. So, I was supposed to call and I forgot. So I have to do it tomorrow. But I want to firm up backup space in the library, because I can almost always get space in the library just in case another facility doesn't work. Even though Pastor Chris has his own church on Martin Luther King Wesley Chapel, and he would be happy to have it there. But we were trying to get it into another facility. And what I'm finding out, what I learned when I first came here, was the unwritten law was never let them rise again. And that's exactly what I see happening with a lot of things that are going on, which makes it kind of difficult for us to do certain things that we want to do. But at any rate, we will have God willing, we will have at the library, or either at Wesley Chapel, a grant writing course with Pastor Chris, who is certainly willing to do it. But he's overwhelmed. I mean, he couldn't do the paperwork because he was so busy, and was asking me to do the paperwork. I'm just as busy as he is, but anyway, I didn't get it done. But it has confirmed that it will happen either at his chapel, but I'm trying to move it out into the city, to get people to kind of move around a little bit and get exposed to some other venues. So, but God willing, it will happen from 8 to 10 on Wednesday, May the 28th. Following that, Sister Billy Parker, our vice president for Black Wall Street, our treasurer for Black Wall Street, Oklahoma, will not be on the line because she's downtown at I forgot the name of the event. She's down there with her wares, promoting the Black Wall Street market and garden. But on Wednesday of this week, no, of next week, every other week, she has a workshop on how to grow food, and she works with families who rent a lot. I think it's like $5. They rent a lot, and they learn to plant and grow, and whatever they plant and grow, they get to take it home. But the concept is to take it also home to your backyard, and plant it. Learn to plant in your yard so you can have your own food. Some of the restaurants, as we know, all over the world are doing that. They're growing food. They don't have land. They're growing food on their roofs to have quality food for their restaurants. So it's nothing unusual to grow where you are. During and after that, she'll have a breakout session with the farmers if they can afford to show up out of town. If not, we'll go with what we have in town. But there will be a session for farmers to plan how they can get food to the city, to the people, grow it. Some farmers grow. They just grow because it's in their bones. That's what they've been doing. And I remember in Turner Station, a lady used to come out and stand on the road with her wares, but I don't think she stood there long enough for people. You're just flying by, going somewhere, and then you need to have time to come back and walk to where she is, or park or whatever. You have to have time to, you just can't jump in and out and think as soon as you open up, somebody's going to run in. It takes, building a business takes time. They usually say it usually takes a good 5 years to kind of relax. So, so that day after the gardening session and the plenary session with farmers and anybody else who's interested in growing local food, there'll be a breakout session with some drumming and music, and they'll probably be there until dark. So that will be at Billy's Place on Osage Drive, which is the last street in Tulsa on the east that separates Osage County from Tulsa County. On Thursday, there'll be a tour, there'll be a workshop every day. And the workshop on Thursday that is planned is the natural hair workshop. Again, we were struggling to get into this space. And it seems like I just don't have the time to do it. And the person wants to really do it somewhere else anyway. So I will see, what she comes up with. And then we'll get back with you and let you know exactly where the natural hair workshop will be. But she has committed to that, and she also has natural hair products. So that is scheduled for Thursday. On Friday, there will be another workshop. I know the deputy director of Black Wall Street USA, Mr. Eric Beckett, is planning a workshop on Agenda 2063. Now, I won't be here in 2063, but he's planning a workshop that speaks of 2063. What that is about, I'm not going to get into it. I would rather he do it, and he's not here at this time. So we'll firm it up at the next workshop. Now, either Friday or Saturday, there will be a workshop for the Trail of Tears 2. The Trail of Tears, like I said, is the trip from Florida to Oklahoma, and we just need people to hone in on that and decide what they can do to help make that happen, because people expressed interest in it. Dr. Guyton I think he's either California or Louisiana. No, not Louisiana. He's somewhere out west, a regional director, and he's very interested in that and know people with the history of that trail. It's exciting to us because our Buffalo soldiers, that they were hired by the government to move these people out, protect these people, and move these people out. That was a mammoth task. I don't think anybody else could have done it because they had some experience, but being on the range. But a lot of people it was just a lot, and so it would be great to have descendants of Buffalo soldiers to share some of the experiences that their grandfathers told them.
and to also plan for this next trail that will be coming, God willing, from Florida to Oklahoma. So, are there any announcements or any closing comments? Okay. So, Dr. Little, if you didn't want to add anything else about the events going on in Oklahoma, in Texas, before we close?
Well, what's going on in Texas on June 1st? We have the Legacy Luncheon on June 1st. So we all are plugging into that one. And then there's in June as well, we have the Lupus Awareness Walk. I'm not sure of the exact day. I think it was changed to June 14th. So those are the two events that are going on in Texas. We'll have another social mixer in the Dallas area on June 26th. And that's it for Texas.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. The one with Brother Derek Walker, that's at the restaurant. What is that?
That's the social mixer.
Okay. And they're great to have because we need to know each other. So that's great. So if you know anybody in the Dallas area, please share that with them. I have a niece down there and I'll have to be sure to let her know. As a matter of fact, I hope she's coming here to help me out the last weekend in May. And so with that, we will close out. I will just say, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we are absent one from another. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Bye.